leurs enfants, un clocher pour les mariages, les pionniers traversent le temps, ils rêvent d'un village, des groupes d'école pour leurs enfants, un clocher pour les mariages, Maillardville, tu as 100 ans.
Sentez-vous libre de danser, de taper du pied et de chanter. Notre festival est fait pour ça. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 28th edition of the Festival du Bois, presented by la Société francophone de Maillardville. The Festival du Bois is pleased to present a variety of amazing artists from near and far to entertain you over the festival weekend. Whether it's under the Big Tent, le Grand Chapiteau, the Children's Tent, le Petit Chapiteau, or the Workshop Tent, there is something for everyone, large and small. Avant de commencer les festivités, j'invite Mme Joanne Dumas, directrice générale et artistique de la Société francophone de Maillardville, à vous adresser la parole. Please welcome Joanne Dumas, Executive Manager and Artistic Director for la Société francophone de Maillardville, to say a few words.
Merci. Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, good afternoon. So pleased that you're all here. On est très heureux que vous soyez là encore avec nous cette année. Alors, comme à l'habitude, on doit faire les ouvertures, les salutations officielles. Alors, as usual, we have official greetings that we like to do. And to present to you people that represent different government agencies and government levels that have been, that make Festival du Bois possible. Ces gens-là font que divers niveaux du gouvernement permettent que le festival soit réalisable. Alors, sans plus tarder, comme à l'habitude, nous sommes ici à Coquitlam. We are in Coquitlam. Of course, we call our beautiful neighborhood Maillardville. But we'd like over the year to have these greetings to be presented to you by our host city and the Mayor of Coquitlam. So I'd like to present to you Monsieur le Maire Richard Stewart, Mayor of Coquitlam.
Bonjour tout le monde, c'est mon plaisir en tant que maire de vous souhaiter tous la bienvenue ici à Maillardville, notre communauté francophone de Maillardville. C'est une communauté vraiment spéciale. It's my pleasure on behalf of City Council to welcome you all today to our Francophone community of Maillardville, a community that's truly special, that's more than 100 years old, and really is the western cradle of la francophonie here in Canada, such a magnificent bilingual country. I do want to have some of our dignitaries who are, we've got my City Council colleagues here up on stage with me. We've got Councillor Craig Hodge, Councillor Terry O'Neill, and Councillor Benita Zarillo. But all of council joins with me today in the celebration. This is a magnificent festival. It truly is perhaps the most meaningful festival in our year. And this is a very grand year for Coquitlam. Last year we celebrated our 125th anniversary, and this year we get to follow that up with the 150th birthday of the country that we're all celebrating today. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to introduce as well now some people for, oh, they're here too. Okay. See, they don't follow, I said, and then I'll call you up on stage and you will already be here. So I do want to introduce our representatives from the federal and provincial government. We'll begin with our federal member of parliament, Finn Donnelly.
Merci Richard. Bonjour tout le monde. I hope on behalf of the Parliament of Canada, I'd like to welcome everyone to Festival du Bois. And I'd like to thank all the organizers, the volunteers, and the musicians that will be up here. How about a big round of applause for all of those folks involved? Round of applause. They do such a fantastic job of making Festival du Bois a great event. It's in the heart of Maillardville here in Coquitlam, so we are keeping the French-Canadian tradition alive. I hope you enjoy the food, the musicians, take part and learn about the history. I purchased a book from Mr. Bois about the history of Maillardville, and you can do all sorts of fun things, enjoy the food. So make sure you have a great time, enjoy the weekend, and amusez-vous bien. Bon festival!
Outstanding. Well done, Finn. We have two provincial representatives. Both of them used to be on our city council and have moved on to bigger things. I'm not sure how much better they are, but we'll begin with the MLA for this riding. This riding is Coquitlam-Maillardville. The MLA for Coquitlam-Maillardville, Selena Robinson.
Merci, merci. Bienvenue à Coquitlam-Maillardville, au cours de la communauté depuis 1909. Félicitations à la Société francophone de Maillardville, à tout le travail dur, les bénévoles dévoués et aux sponsors pour faire cela. Le 28 année de Festival du Bois, la meilleure année encore. I'd like to welcome you all to Coquitlam-Maillardville. It is my pleasure as the MLA for the area to welcome you all. I want to thank the Société for all of their hard work, all the volunteers who do an amazing job. They bring us so much of French culture, so much of Quebec, right here to Maillardville, where we've had this fabulous French culture for so long. And thank you all for coming. Enjoy the fabulous music, enjoy the fabulous food, and a real heartfelt thank you to all the sponsors for all their hard work and all their contributions to making this the 28th annual Festival du Bois. Bon festival tout le monde.
There we go. And now from the government side, here in Coquitlam, the MLA for, well, I'll let her give her riding because it's got like all kinds of names to it. Port Moody Coquitlam, but sometimes she throws in Belcaire and Anmore. Linda Reamer.
Hello, bonjour tout le monde. On behalf of the British Columbia government, I'd like to congratulate the Société de Francophone de Maillardville for this 28th edition of the Festival du Bois. Au nom du gouvernement de la Colombie-Britannique, j'aimerais féliciter chaleureusement la Société francophone de Maillardville pour le 28th Festival du Bois. You can be proud of the work you've done, and thank you ever so much. Vous pouvez être fiers du travail que vous avez accompli. Merci. The success of the Festival du Bois is a perfect example of the social and economic contribution made by the French community to your city, to our region, and to our province. Le succès du Festival du Bois est un exemple parfait de tout ce qui apporte la communauté francophone sur le plan social et économique à votre vie, à votre région et à notre province. The achievement takes on an even important meaning this year as our nation celebrates its 150th anniversary. Cette belle réussite prend une signification particulière cette année qui marque aussi le 150th anniversaire de notre pays. Cultural organizations like our Society Francophone de Maillardville create experiences that help us learn about and understand the diverse histories and cultures that bring us together as British Columbians and as Canadians. Des organismes culturels comme la Société francophone de Maillardville nous donnent l'occasion de mieux connaître et comprendre l'histoire et les cultures variées de nous unissant en tant que Britanno-Colombiens et tant que Canadiens. Arts, culture, and heritage are at the core of British Columbia's cultural identity. We have a wealth of stories to contribute to Canada 150 and an opportunity to celebrate the diversity of our province. Les arts, la culture et le patrimoine sont au cœur de l'identité culturelle de la Colombie-Britannique. Nous avons de nombreuses histoires et récits qui contribuent aux festivités de Canada 150 et nous avons aussi la possibilité de célébrer la diversité de notre province. Through music, young people, and family involvement, the Festival de Bois and the Société des Francophones de Maillardville are key social and economic assets in our region. Par la musique et grâce à la participation des jeunes et des familles, le Festival de Bois et la Société Francophone de Maillardville sont désormais des actifs sociaux et économiques essentiels dans la région de Coquitlam. On behalf of Minister Norm Letnick and the province of British Columbia, we are committed to working with you to enhance Francophone culture in British Columbia. I want to thank the Society of the Francophone once again and all the wonderful volunteers and sponsors that have made this possible. Au nom du ministre Norm Letnick et du gouvernement de la Colombie-Britannique, je vous rappelle notre engagement à travailler avec vous à contre le rayonnement de la culture francophone en Colombie-Britannique. Thanks so much for inviting me here today. Merci beaucoup.
So I want to thank our elected representatives who've given us their words of encouragement in both official languages. That's absolutely wonderful. We stand here today with members of our Indigenous communities as well, but members of so many other cultures that now call Maillardville home. And it truly is an amazing community. And to talk a little bit about the Francophone realities here in Maillardville and across the province, I'm going to invite a representative of the Fédération francophone de la Colombie-Britannique. William Quinnell will speak to us from the Fédération.
Thank you very much. Bonjour à toutes et à tous. Je suis William Quinnell, membre du conseil d'administration de la Fédération des francophones de la Colombie-Britannique. Je suis un fier troisième génération franco-colombien et aussi un fier Première Nation. Je suis très heureux d'être avec vous aujourd'hui pour cette 28e Festival du Bois. J'étais privilégié de participer à cet événement depuis l'âge de 7 ans. Et à chaque année, c'est toujours une belle occasion de célébrer la francophonie ici à Maillardville, mais aussi de toute la Colombie-Britannique. Mes grands-parents étaient des habitants de la communauté francophone de Maillardville dans les années 1940. Ma fierté franco-colombien rayonne de mon héritage francophone de mes grands-parents et ça m'engage à ma francophonie et à ma communauté. J'aimerais féliciter la Société francophone de Maillardville pour cette nouvelle édition, mais aussi pour la création de ce festival de plus en plus célébré qui réunit et satisfait toutes les générations. Merci de nous offrir une ambiance si chaleureuse et de nous faire découvrir de nouveaux talents et de bons produits. Je vous souhaite une bonne journée et un bon festival. Hello all, I'm William Quinnell, board member of the Federation of Francophones of British Columbia. I'm a proud third generation Franco-Colombian. I'm a proud First Nation. I'm very happy to be here today to celebrate the 28th edition of the Festival du Bois. I've been privileged to be able to participate at this event since the age of 7, And every year, it becomes a great occasion to celebrate the Francophones here in Maillardville, but also throughout British Columbia. My grandparents were part of this French community in Maillardville in the 1940s. My pride of being Franco-Colombian radiates through the Francophone heritage that my grandparents instilled in me. I would like to congratulate the Francophone Society of Maillardville for this new edition. Thank you for the warm welcome, as well as the great talent and lovely products here today. I wish you all a great day and a wonderful festival. Thank you.
Okay, and now we'll please ask you to stand. I'm going to invite Debbie Coulombe, the magnificent voice from here in Maillardville. She will sing for us, "O Canada." If you could please stand. And those of you who are wearing a hat, please remove your hat, even if it's a frog. Vive notre communauté francophone de Maillardville. Merci beaucoup, Debbie. Wasn't that magnificent? Now that last little bit, for those who aren't from the Francophone culture, there's a version of Happy Birthday that isn't Bonne Fête. It's that song. And so that was Happy Birthday to Canada. Magnificent. So it's time to thank everybody, the volunteers, everybody, all the organizers, the musicians, those that are going to put on a magnificent festival for you. There's an art display over in Place des Arts that you're going to want to see. You're going to want to catch some poutine and really enjoy yourself, immerse yourself in la francophonie de Maillardville this weekend. Thank you all for coming. Merci beaucoup d'être venus. Bon festival.
Bois, and we just stopped at one of the amazing carvings here from John Sayers. John, tell me a little bit about how you started your carvings.
Well, I retired a couple years ago and got bored, so I started carving. So I ended up with a lot of faces, and I'm from Maillardville, so the opportunity to come back to the Festival of Bois was offered to me, and I brought some of them down to see how it goes.
So what inspires you? Let's grab a carving. Pick one up for me. Which is your favorite one?
I'm not sure.
You love them all.
I like them all. I call them grandfathers because I have grandfather who's European and I have grandfathers who are native.
Yes.
So I try to do a little bit of grandfathers.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
So and then for the festival, I've got some that are from the forest.
Right.
Mill workers and things. So I try to do a variety, and the wood tells me what to carve.
Tell me, what inspires you when you're carving?
Well, it's my ancestry, so I try to do like the voyageurs. I have native ones and European ones to honor my grandfathers. So I do like native carvings, and I do nature, animals. At home, I do doors for people. I started out doing chainsaw carvings, but this is like, my neighbors are much happier when I'm doing these than doing chainsaw. So yeah, it's just a hobby.
Well, thanks for chatting with us today.
Thank you.
Merci. Merci, merci. Thank you.
Happy Canada Wednesday! Happy Canada Wednesday! Joyeux 150 Canada!
continue to hand down the memory of the Mandingo peoples, Kouate, Diabate, and Sissoko. Sal Sissoko not only carries one of these names, but also his family's rich musical heritage forward. With an incredible talent for improvisation, Sal plays the 21-string kora and sings melodies in Malinke and Wolof. Together with this group, Bantalo, he plays Mandingo classics and original composition to create an electrifying sound that both ancient and new. N'est pas griot tout musicien qui vient d'Afrique. Ces porteurs de traditions orales sont des castes cailloutées, Diabaté au Sissoko. Les trois seules grandes familles qui colportent la mémoire d'un peuple mandingue. Zal Idrissa Sissoko n'a pas que le nom, il a le bagage et cette incroyable faculté d'improvisation. Zal joue de la kora, harpe africaine à 21 cordes, et chante en malinké et en wolof des mélodies inspirées ou empruntées aux traditions de l'Afrique de l'Ouest. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, on accueille Sal Sissoko et Bantalo.
Ça va bien tout le monde?
Froggers has to do with Festival du Bois, but I'm sure there's a story behind it, hence I'm wearing this hat. Look at all these frogs. They're lovely. They're lovely. Tell us your name and why you're here today.
I'm here for Solange Lemieux, is my name, and I'm just as a volunteer helping Marie to for making money, you know.
Making money on the frogs.
Yes, right, yes. And we make for as volunteers, and it's always in with the
charity.
The charity, yes.
Yeah, with the charity, yes, to help and counsel other people in Langley, Spirit of Formation.
Yes.
Now, who knits all of these?
Oh, we have about 10, 12 ladies that we all volunteer. We have our own. Marie gives us the wool, but otherwise we get whatever our expertise is. It's a lot of crochet or a lot of knitting.
Chemise à corps, gros de chapeau. Un petit cadeau, une bonne chanson. Hey, pense à cantine pour une bonne cantine. Un, deux, trois, c'est le festival du bois. Comme elle dit, c'est ça. Francophile et francophone, on est ici pour le faire du bois. Come on. Tu sais quoi, j'ai des puces. J'ai la puce du français!
So that's me there on the left, Georges Plourde. I opened the store in 1917. It's my brother Baudouin. He's dead now. But I look good, 132. And we opened the store, and it took us 10 years to get a post office. But it worked out well.
C'est dans cette maison de fête, on y vit bien, car tous ceux qui en sont les maîtres nous reçoivent bien. C'est dans cette maison de fête, on y vit bien, car tous ceux qui en sont les maîtres nous reçoivent bien. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir, on nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir avec nos amis. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir, on nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir avec nos amis. Dès demain vous serez les maîtres de revenir. Si cette petite fête vous fait plaisir. Dès demain vous serez les maîtres de revenir. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir avec nos amis. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir. On nous promet de rentrer ici, bien du plaisir avec nos amis.
everybody. It's Patrick McCarthy reporting with Tri-Cities Community Television at the Festival du Bois. And I'm here today with Maurice Gubor, who is the president of the Society of Historique Francophone.
Very good,
correct?
Yes.
And can you tell people a little bit about the society?
We exist to collect, preserve, and disseminate the Francophone heritage of Francophones in the province.
And a lot of people may not know that Maillardville is one of the larger French communities, I guess, in British Columbia or in Western Canada. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Back to 1910, it was the largest Francophone community west of St. Boniface.
So what do you think some people who are not French Canadian as a heritage do not know about Maillardville or your society in BC?
Well, basically, a Francophone history in BC, generally speaking, it's only the last about 5-6 years that publications are coming out, research around the history of Francophones that truly point to the role of French Canadians as being one of the founding peoples of British Columbia.
Yeah, and so historically, is there a couple of historical facts you could give us that we may not know about that history?
Well, if you go back to Mackenzie, Fraser, Thompson, the explorers, we know that for every explorer that came, they were accompanied by 6, 12, 20, 30 French Canadians. So until the first gold rush, 1859, of the Europeans in what became British Columbia, over 60% were French Canadian.
So basically, without the voyageurs, without the Métis, we wouldn't have got here.
You're absolutely right. That's how we got here.
I came on Air Canada, but that's okay.
Very good.
So you have some historical documents here today you've recreated.
We do. We've recreated this newspaper, which was the first Francophone, French language newspaper in BC. It's called Le Courrier de la Nouvelle-Calédonie. New Caledonia used to be the name of continental BC until we changed it 100 plus years ago. And it was done in Victoria in 1858. So until that point, large French and French Canadian community. And after that, the years of the first gold rush, 40,000 men came, and we've been swimming in that wave ever since.
So I guess in those days, having it a printed paper or something that you can see and hold in your hand in your language is probably very important.
And testimony to the importance of that community, because it was enough to print a paper.
I'm always surprised that when you come to the Festival du Bois, it gets bigger every year. But there are people in your community that they have a very rich French history in the sense of language. It's so connected to Quebec. Can you explain that kind of culture for us?
It does. There's a lot of Quebecs that moved west over the decades, but now we're seeing a lot of Francophone communities from the Caribbean, from Africa, and also from various parts of Europe, right to Romania. Even the most recently arrived, the Syrians, all those groups that used to be under the French Empire, they still speak French when they're arriving here, and we tend to represent them all as well.
So thank you very much for that. So have a great festival. And is there anything you want to say to the folks out there that we may have missed?
Vive la francophonie, vive le Festival du Bois.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
De rien.
Merci.
avec déjà Cindy, Julia, Clary, Sue et Pascal. Merci.
Bring the higher notes, we just mark it down, keep the tension on it. Okay. And then these notes are over here.
From the second octave up.
I'll get rid of it and bring it back down. We're going to keep the roll pretty parallel. There you go. Wow, naturella.
We have talked about poutine today, we've talked about crepes, we've gone into the main tent, and now we're outside where it all happens. This festival to me is about the music. As you can hear, these people are jamming all around me, and we're with a special guest here today. Please tell me who you are.
Hi, my name is Deja Léger.
And how long have you been playing?
I've been playing for about 10 or 15 years, specifically French-Canadian music.
French-Canadian music for 10 or 15 years. And have you been here before?
I have. This is about my 4th or 5th festival. I come up from the States, so I'm actually from Seattle, and every year we come here and it's our big treat for the year.
So what are you going to play a little bit for us today?
Right now we've just been jamming on some French-Canadian tunes, and pretty soon my group's going to play in the children's tent and do some crankies, and then we'll be back tomorrow for more French-Canadian music.
And do you normally cater to a younger crowd?
Some of our things do. We do a thing called crankies, which is a folklore type of box, and the rest of our tunes are for dancing.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, carry on. I want to hear you jam. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for coming.
Joyeux Canada 150!
Maillardville, tu as 100 ans.
This program was made possible by funding provided by the City of Coquitlam, the Francophone Affairs Program of BC, and TELUS.